If you've made a decision to invest in property, there's two options or types of property that you can generally invest in. So the first one, or the very common one, is what's known as residential property, and the alternative is commercial property. So residential is your typical houses in a development on a street, and commercial is anything that is effectively rented out to businesses. There's pros and cons to each of those markets. Very briefly, from the residential side of things, residential property on average can be a little bit more affordable to purchase. It is rentable a lot more quickly, and it's very steady. So for instance, you'll know you have a tenant, and if the tenant moves out, you'll know that it'll be able to rent very quickly, and generally the costs of running the property are fairly low. When you compare that to a commercial property, commercial properties can be a little bit more expensive to purchase. The upside to it is that in theory and on average you should get a stronger return on your investment, but you have to bear in mind that you're renting out to a business, and it's completely dependent on how well or how successful that business is. So for instance, your tenant business might do poorly, and within a few months or after a time they're going to vacate the property, and it could take longer to find another tenant. Likewise, if you have a business tenant that's doing really well, they might outgrow the premises, and you're back to having to re-rent it again. Another positive for commercial is that generally a commercial property, the tenant is responsible for repairs, maintenance and insurances. So that means, and rates as well. So that means all the overheads of running the property are actually passed on to the tenant. So that's a few quick differences between the different investment types, residential or commercial. My name is Roy Dugan. Keep following me for more tips on the house buying process.